Hello everyone. Thank you very much for coming. I'm very excited to see a lot of you and lots of known face. My name is Safat. I'm the product manager for Platform Extensions, one of the teams under the Platform Solutions team under the leadership of Matt Porrett. So I'm here to talk a little bit about a brand new team we have in Moodle products, which you can think of that team as a growing branch of Moodle products family. But before that, who am I? I'm a human based in Melbourne, Australia. I'm not an AI or bot, even though I sound like one. Trust me, please trust me on that. My entire career was Moodle related, and I'm proudly saying that every time I'm coming to Mood, because I was either a consultant, developer, team lead, like whatever I was working on Moodle, and I'm really grateful for that. But today, I'm going to be talking to you about a little bit of about my team, what that team will do, what platform extensions are, a little bit about the reality check, right? Like what's happening at the moment versus what will platform extension will do for you in the coming months, and also where the line is, core versus extension, like how these things will work in the high level, and what's next, and how you can be a part of it. So there will be some quick polls, and if you have any questions, show your hand, but I promise there won't be any live database migration, even though it sounds really cool to do one. Alrighty, so before I get into the next bit of this, can you please raise your hand if your Moodle LMS talks to more than 5 systems? It can be SSO, it can be any external third party. All right, more than 10? More than 20? No one more than 20? Okay, that's really good actually. Better life. Alrighty, so the reality, so as we're talking about that, the reality is your Moodle doesn't live in isolation. It's a part of an ecosystem. And every institution have a Moodle LMS, and they have a unique environment, right? Everyone's environment is different to each other. And whenever you're trying to do any integration, right, if you do it in-house, it always adds operational overhead. As amazing as that sounds, there's work to do if you do it in-house, right? The things about governance, privacy, like for integration, you have to think about where your data is going, which region is going to, how long it will be there, who will have access to it, right? And let's not forget, there is cost, like human time, incident risk, and there are lots of cost associated with that. But the more important bit is about observability, right? So for example, who would you ping if the integration fails 9 p.m. on a Sunday? Who gets that call, right? So these kind of things is always a part of your ecosystem, regardless of however you integrate your LMS to. But there are some amazing extensions you already use, and you are aware of this. So for example, Brickfield, right? An amazingly effortless accessibility toolkit which helps you maintain accessibility at scale for your Moodle instance. Read Speaker, right? Accessibility through natural in-context text-to-speech. Turnitin, integrity workflow, you can do it there. And then Big Blue Button, virtual classroom, like engaging education-focused virtual classrooms, and then tools like Miro and Canva. But apart from all these, you also have your plugins and core feature available to you, which you operate yourselves. Now, whatever you choose to do, right? You use a third party, you do an in-house integration, whatever you try to do, right? It's a trade-off. Every decision you take on that is a trade-off. So self-hosting or doing it yourself will increase control, but will essentially add a lot of operational burden. If you do a subscription to a third party, that moves the work to a vendor, but you need trust and governance. But look, regardless of the path you take, and you're fully open to do whatever you want to do, but every institution and all of us demand 2 things: clarity and then data flow, compliance, privacy. So we all want, and also one of the important points is predictability in cost. We all want that. It's something we can't get away with. So our answer from Moodle HQ to this reality is platform extensions. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to brand new platform extensions team who will essentially work on integrated software as a service extensions for Moodle ecosystems globally. we will work together, enabling frictionless enhancements for Moodle LMS, workplace, and related platforms through secure, accessible, and scalable solutions. So, what are these platform extensions? I can do all those big words, but think as a human word, right? Think of platform extensions as a professionally operated building blocks that plugs into your Moodle in consistent, governed way. They still feel native to Moodle, like they're aligned with all the Moodle stuffs, they align with Moodle permission model, and they are operated in the production standard, right? I mean, they won't feel like a different integration. They feel you're in the same place doing the same thing. Things are happening without your user realizing that it already happened. We are following a design principle for those extensions, and our design principles come directly from what your institutions require to adapt on scale. We prioritize privacy, transparency, operational maturity, but still keeping you in control. There is no surprise, there is no lock-in, there's API available, easy to switch off. If you don't want it, don't use it, no problem. The initial services, to explore the initial services, we're actually looking at real-world cases to decide actually what we're going to build first. But that's an important point. We want to talk to you. We want to know what extension will actually add the most value to your organization. What extension will help you to grow your Moodle, make your Moodle ecosystem a part of an amazing ecosystem, so make it better. And also we're looking at, as a part of the guidance lens for that, is we're looking at services which you can't or shouldn't run into your LMS. We're not looking at services that already runs in LMS. First candidate we're looking at is SMS as a service. So you're already aware that you use SMS as multi-factor authentication or notifications. We have an SMS subsystem which started working on that recently. So we're looking at SMS as a service as the first one. Now, you can ask, why not put this in core? Come on. Your LMS is not a telco. Even if you can, you should never run an SMS service in your LMS. You shouldn't. Trust me, you shouldn't. And running this kind of service comes with carrier agreements, deliverability, compliance, and look, keeping this kind of services outside of your Moodle adds more stability and security while still offering the seamless experience for you. Now, oh, sorry, I got the previous one. All right, now, yes, let's be explicit. These extensions will be paid. And these are paid so that we can operate them professionally and sustainably. But the most important point to note here, and we should note it very clearly, that the revenue we make here helps fund the open source LMS sustainably. So whatever money we're making here, actually going to the Moodle source, or actual open source Moodle LMS. Now, a burning question you might ask, is Moodle moving to open core? No. I wish I put the O in capital letter. It will always be no, it will never be open core. LMS will always remain fully open source, fully feature complete, and if you have any doubt about that, please talk to our director about that. He will give you a very good, better answer than me. And look, extensions are optional add-ons. These are optional add-ons for non-core capabilities. These are something you can choose to use or not choose to use, totally up to you. Now, we celebrate some great tools, as I said earlier, a couple of minutes ago, extensions like Turnitin, RiskPicker, Brickfield, these are amazing tools, right? The platform extensions we're going to be providing you as a part of HQ will coexist and integrate deeply into your LMS, but never replace them. And that's very important. That's why I put it in bold, because we are not here to replace anything. Privacy, your data is your data, is not our data. You will have full transparency of the flow. You will have full control over the region of your choice. There is no lock-in. You have full flexibility. You can choose to stop it anytime you want. There will be SLA, there will be monitoring. We'll take care of the accessibility. And look, the usage and pricing will be predictable. No surprises. So how it will work in a high level, right? So essentially how it will work is Moodle, there will be a plugin or some sort of changes over there in the Moodle core, and then it will talk to our extensions gateway through a secure API. Each service behind that gateway is independently operated and observable. That's we're making sure to do that. And admins or you get full visibility and control. And you will have the flexibility to do it otherwise. Whatever we build, we will make sure you have full flexibility if you want to do it in a different way. We won't stop you. We will never stop you. And the architecture that requires to achieve this, we will do it. The team will do it. Don't worry about it. Now, in terms of admin experience, what we're looking at as a part of this platform extensions, we want the admin experience to be frictionless and as easy to set up as possible. In an ideal world, and that's what I'm looking at, is you sign up in 2 seconds, you get the service in the next 2 seconds, and by the time you hit the 5th seconds, you already have an SMS service. Sounds ambitious, but why not? Why not? And you will have those audit logs, use data, and yeah, simple billing. You pay for what you use. No surprise, as I say it again and again and again. Now, developer experience, that's very important to me as well, because I was a developer for my entire life. I'm still a developer, regardless of my role, but I wanted to build something which will be easy to use. The API will be easy to use. So as a developer, if you are building a plugin, right? If you're building a plugin, you want to use our API, you want to do something cool, go for it, man. Go for it. Like I'll be very happy to see that. And yeah, if you have anything you want to showcase, I would love to see that as well. And look, there will be predictable deprecation policy, and I think developers will know that very well, that if something deprecated suddenly and without any prediction or anything, it's not a good experience for a developer. And look, these will actually come to you to solve organizational difficulty. Now, it's an example value snapshot. It's nothing real, as I said, it's example. So I'm just trying to look at a scenario where if a university was 28,000 learners with 1,200 staffs and 4 campuses, if they're using their own DIY integration, let's say for SMS, right? So maybe the DIY integration approach for Riverdale University looked fine, but it really can leave staffs during critical moments. So for example, enrollment, it can go to peak, right? There can be MFA code failures, the important enrollment updates through SMS, they can fail as well. So you will have to have IT staffs to deal with it. They have to be on call, they have to maintain the failure, they have to support the students in a different capacity rather than actually getting into the goal of the actual institute. And then the ops team will always have to firefight and start supporting them because things start to fail, right? But the moment you start using platform extensions, which is essentially us, things will start to become better. So for example, learner will gain more confidence that, okay, if I try to log in, I can get the SMS straight away, it won't fail. Tech staff will be free from doing those late night emergency calls or on calls or whatever. The campus community will begin to trust your integration. So without platform extension, there will be pain and fragility, but with platform extensions, you will have a reliable, trustworthy, peace of mind integration that works, regardless of the time you want it to be worked. Now, we build extensions, guys. We build extensions. We are not going to build, and we will never going to build any replacement for Moodle or partner tools. We're not here for that. And that's why I'll be continuing to say that again and again. But look, DIY is possible. You can do it on your own. So for example, I picked the SMS as an example because we have a subsystem for that in Moodle Core. You can run your SMS in AWS now, like at this point now. You can manage numbers, IAM, webhooks, retries. There is a Moodle plugin I built myself for that. It's available there. You can use it now. You can have your own SMS provider and do whatever you want, right? But trust me, the operation and the overhead of that operation is real. You can have your solution architect to design the infrastructure in AWS. You have a sysadmin. You can have a sysadmin to maintain that. You can have your support people to support it in critical times for failures and all the other stuffs. But if you use our extensions, we will take care of it. As simple as that. The outcome, exactly same, but radically less operational burden. Now what's next? So, a little bit of status update. No extensions shipped yet. You can expect to see the first offerings next year. But our approach is co-designing with you guys. Like, we want to co-design with you. We want to know what problem we can solve for you. We want to discover, prioritize, pilot, and release, like just all other projects. And there are ways to get involved. So you can provide us feedback. You can tell us which extension means most to you, which extension will solve some of your problem. And you can participate in our research. We have ongoing research happening for a couple of extensions. So if you're interested, and I believe you should be, please scan the QR code and fill it up, and we will be in touch with you. And trust me, if you don't like us, we will remove you from the spreadsheet. But first, I would suggest, please give it a try. I'm nice, and my team is very nice, trust me. All right, so look, I'm gonna be just echoing a word when my boss always used to say that. And look, I may be privileged enough to come here in this big stage and in front of this amazing crowd and talk about all this stuff. But these are the people. These are the actual humans, apart from my face over there in the middle. These are the actual humans that works out and will deliver the extensions for you. These are the hardworking people. So I would really ask you guys to let's give them a big hand before we go to the next one. Yeah, so they're working very hard, and if you scan that QR code, because that is one of the forms they suggested we do with you, it will mean a lot to them because they want to talk to you guys. All right, so a little bit of takeaway, right? So look, platform extensions, essentially, as a part of these extensions we're going to be building, we were building a bunch of extensions slowly, one by one. We are trying to make your ecosystem easy and reliable, right? And yes, these will be paid, we will be making money out of it, but that money will actually fund our open source LMS. And I would like to ask you guys, and take one moment for me, very, very quickly, take a moment and think very, very clearly that these are the extensions built and powered by Moodle HQ. We know this product, and we know how we can give you the best experience. And we care about privacy and security and accessibility as much as you do. All right, so I'm always available in my inbox, but also available in my LinkedIn through a ping. If you have any question, if you want to discuss anything, please feel free to reach out. But if you have any questions now, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Safat. Do we have any questions from the audience? Yep, we got one in the front here.
Hi, Roger Emery from Co-Sector, University of London. One question, how does this intersect with LTI integration? So if you've got, with LTI integration, which already exists, LTI has its limitations with the amount of data it can pass backwards and forwards. So would this supplement LTI? Would it be completely separate? I'm not entirely sure.
LTI.
LTI.
Right. So it's a little bit different than LTI. So these are software as a service kind of extensions, right? So for example, I picked SMS. So that is actually two different areas, right? LTI is one of the features we might use for an extension if it's available or if it's makes sense, right? But essentially these are, so for example, when you try to log in, right? Or if you do something, you get an MFA, right? You get an SMS in your phone straight away, right? That is not Moodle. Moodle actually pings an external service for you, maybe a provider. We're gonna be that provider for you. We're gonna send you that SMS. And it's kind of a ridiculous amount of work to make those kind of things like agreements, procurement process, and those plugins and everything to be working with your Moodle LMS. But what platform extensions will do it will make you do that within a click. Sign up, get service, done.
Talk a little bit more about the integration on
Hello.
the LMS side.
Right.
Hello.
So in the LMS side, so for example, in the LMS side, anything needed to be done in the LMS side, right? We will do it as well. You don't have to. You don't have to worry about it. So for example, if there is a SMS gateway plugin needed to send an SMS, we will build that as well, and that will be available for you in your LMS already as a part of the core.
Hello. Back here. Yeah, right here.
I'm looking
in the
for
back.
you. Oh, yes.
Oh, back.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not clear to me if this is a new coding infrastructure in order to build something like external plugins, or if it is a new Moodle business model. Could you please clarify that?
Right. Okay, so it's a little bit of both. All right. So it is a business model to help the, as I said in my slides, it is a business model to help fund our open source LMS mission. And it's also a little bit of both. So we will have a platform. So how it works is, we will have a platform where you will come and purchase those services. All right. You can also go to marketplace to purchase these services. So the moment you purchase the services, for example, if we can tick SMS as one, you purchase the services, you essentially get a key. And in your Moodle LMS, your plugin will already be installed if you're updated to the latest version, or if you don't have it installed, we'll actually have it for you in GitHub. You'll get the plugin and then get the key, paste the key, then done. That's it. So it's a little bit of both. But as I said, I'm not sure what's the right word for it, if it's a business model or not. I don't know. But it's a model to help our open source mission. That's what I would say.
Hello.
Dr. Marza?
Yes.
Over there. Just as a question about data privacy, we attach great importance to data privacy, and if you provide SaaS services, then the question arises: where are they hosted? Is there a possibility that we can select the locations where the SaaS service is hosted, for example, within the European Union?
Right, that's a very good question. Thank you for that. So yes, we are getting so we are actually ramping up. We are starting. Our start will be on AWS, and you will have the opportunity to select your region in AWS. But in terms of, we're actually aware of that privacy question, and that's been coming up a lot. We're actually looking at using some of the EU-owned and EU-operated infrastructure services as well. But we are doing a kickstart on AWS because we need something to start with. But we're not putting a stop on that. So we are actually looking at doing that for the EU. But yes, essentially, like, I think fairly quickly we will have an answer for that, what we're going to be doing for that, and then you will have the option to just not region, but also the provider going to be there. But look, as I said, we care about privacy as much as you do. So we're very much aware for that. And for us, for Moodle products, privacy, accessibility, security, these are non-negotiables. There is no negotiation on that. So yeah, we'll make sure that happens and you have enough opportunity to select whatever is feasible, secure, and privacy friendly for you. Thank you. Yes?
Hi, quick question here.
Yes.
I understand we're talking about open source projects and so on. Will this part of the project be open source? So what you are hosting in your own servers, that code that will be running from our Moodle, will that be open source as well?
Yes. So there are two parts of this. So one is the service, where the SMS service, right? So where the SMS will go to. That part won't be open source. That's like a service we're going to build. But the actual plugin, so for example, if it needs an SMS gateway, right? That gateway plugin will be open source and available for you to install anytime you want. And also it will be part of your Moodle release if you're using the latest version.
I was talking about the SMS part. So why will that not be open source?
Because okay, so that's a very good question. Because it's a commercial product, right? We're trying to help the open source. So it's a paid product, it's a commercial model, it's a commercial product, but having open source values. So we are keeping that service layer to us, but keeping you the Moodle part so you can use it. But look, as I said, of course we don't plan to, and we don't have anything to open source the SMS part, actually, the service part. But look, you are open to do it on your own. We are giving you full flexibility to do it yourself, right? If you're happy to do it yourself, happy to take that burden, operational burden to yourself, please feel free to do that, because I can confirm you, and as I said, you can ask our director if you have any questions. We will never do anything to restrict or block you from doing that.
Hiya.
Yes.
2 questions, I'm afraid. Firstly, could you help me understand what the Moodle Platform Extensions team will be doing so differently to a DIY solution that it will make it so much more reliable that those 10 hours of support will just disappear? And secondly, related to my friend at the front's question about data, how are you going to do one-click, one-key, turnkey solution without things like a data protection impact assessment?
All right. So the first question is doing it different. I think I did a little bit of that. So yes, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're making the wheel smarter and better, right? So for example, as I said, in an ideal world, right? If you want to have an SMS, and I'm not sure if you have ever tried it, but if you have a time, go to look for documentation around integrating SMS to any platform. Just SMS is a quick example. It's a hideous process. I've worked on that, so I can tell it's a hideous process. What we are doing is automating it. As a part of the platform extensions, we will have everything ready for you. The moment you click and purchase, the service will be available for you, and you can just use the key to actually make it happen. So it's versus days and days worth of human time, procurement, blah, 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 on one side, and then 5 seconds of platform extensions and done on the other side. So that's where we come in. That's the difference.
So it is much less about the setup. The first question is much less about the setup, it's much more about the maintenance. Sorry, it's much more about the maintenance than it is about the setup. So in your example, you're saying, you do it homegrown, you do 10 hours of out-of-hours support a week. In this scenario, that magically disappears. That's what I'm wanting to understand, how that disappears.
This is one example. So this is one scenario. So operational overhead versus platform extension. This is not the example. This is one example, right? But there will be also a couple of things we'll be doing. So for example, as I said earlier, we know the product and we know how to make it better. So there are a couple of things. So in our extensions, we will be respecting Moodle roles. We will be respecting Moodle way of doing things. We will be respecting Moodle native integration. So while building those extensions, we'll first look at Moodle and then build those extensions, not just build that extension, then integrate it then afterwards. So that's where it comes from.
Okay.
But look, if you have more questions, please reach out to me after this. Thank you very much.
I think we're out of time, so very apologies about that. Thank you very much for everyone for listening.